Hello there, this is Chaos Graphics, and I am doing a little tutorial today on how to make some of your text look 3D in Photoshop. So, if you haven't seen my video yet, check it out. It's a speed art of how I made my YouTube background. So, let's see here, let's open up Photoshop. It may take a little while. As you can see, I'm using Photoshop CS6, the latest. Very nice. And when this is done opening, I will open up a new document. So, File, New, and I'll just do, I have this for when I make signatures for people for forums. I'm gonna make 3D text. There we go. Okay, so let's zoom in here, do a little text. Photoshop is being a little slow. Okay, let's just put in Chaos Graphics. There we go. Let's choose a good font. Bring this up a bit. There we go. Font thing. You're gonna want to have a lot of fonts, by the way, if you're really into graphic design, because the more fonts the merrier. You can never have too many. Okay, so I'll just choose basic font. Okay, I guess it wants to be frustrating. Let's find a fairly simple one. Here we go there. No, that looks stupid. Here, let's do this here. Bebus. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do Control. If you're on Windows, Control, and then click on that little text thing right there. As you see, it selected it. So then I'll start a new gradient here. There we go. And let's do gradient. Let's rasterize it first. It's always a good idea. So let's get a nice good gradient going here. That's pretty nice. And there we go. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna double click on this right here, right there. So double click on that and go down to drop shadow. Just click on that, and this first way we're gonna do it is what you want to do is you want to send your blend mode to normal. You'll see why. Okay, so opacity all the way up, and I think 120 should be a good angle. You want to keep your distance fairly decent. I like 5. Spread. You can do whatever you want, but personally, I think that's pretty good if I drop the distance a little. Okay. And size. Yeah, I want to set that size to 0. If I really want to, I can actually do that and set my distance here to like 3. And that should be good. Okay, so now if you deselect this, you'll see it looks a little 3D-ish. Because if you take off your drop shadow, regular text, put it on, pretty 3D. Not very good. So why don't we just clear the layer style and let's control click and reselect this. Okay. So now, actually, what we want to do is we want to duplicate this layer. So just right click, duplicate, just name it. I don't need to name it anything special. We'll do the bottom. Okay. Now, let's switch to the move tool and deselect this. Let's move this over a bit. Let's zoom in here. I don't know. So control click. We got that. Here we go. Let's do a little filter on here. We want a Gaussian blur. Set it to about 5. Maybe a bit too much. There, 1's a bit better. Now, what we want to do now is, well, let's put that back. Now what we want to do is we want to put on a little brightness contrast. Brightness. Drop that, contrast. Raise that. That looks pretty solid. Okay, so that looks terrible so far. That's why we need to do this. Yeah. You know what? Okay, yeah. That's why we're gonna put a little hue and saturation. We don't want to colorize it, we just want to darken it up here a lot. And that should be good. Now, once again, looks terrible. But, you know, it's 3D. It's better than nothing. I mean, would you prefer that or that? Choice is yours. Okay, so, why don't we delete it? Actually, you know what? Quick tip here. If you go to your hue and saturation, open that up. Let's zoom in here. The cool thing you can do is, if you select the colorize, then slide it to, you know, any color here. I'll choose blue. This is how I did that text on my, this is how I did the text on, so I did the, I can't speak right now. This is how I did the text on my YouTube background. So, I have it, that little blue glow, I used this. So, and when we turn this on, looks like that. So you can have basically premises here. We have our regular text. We add in our Gaussian blur in the background. Darken it up with brightness contrast. And then hue saturation. You've got a cool blue background. You can just double click on that anytime you want. Go over there and swap up the color. So as you see right now, I can make it green, a light green, and from a distance, we do a new layer here. We do that there in the back. And do a bucket fill with black. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I just started this technique off basically, but what I've discovered is for this to work, you have to turn everything off except this hue and saturation. and the copy that is over, and you want to merge down onto that, then put that back, and then fill with black. And that looks pretty crappy actually. What the heck happened? Oh, it's just a color choice. Very poor color choice. I'm going to choose a better color to go with the background. Let's do a nice red. And then, like I did before, deselect all that. Once again, I'm just not used to this yet, so I just started using Photoshop recently, so I don't know all the tips and tricks. So if any one of you know how to do that easier, then please tell me. It's much appreciated. Just leave it in the comments. So there you go. Regular with a slight red tint shadow. So, it's not the best tutorial, but, some of you don't know much about Photoshop and you're literally just starting off. So if you want to know some nice ways to do that, there you go. Looks pretty fancy. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, maybe a comment, and subscribe. Any questions, just put them in the comments and I'll make sure to answer as quick as I can. Peace.